Hello guys, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Hope RBI. In this lecture, I'm going to talk about a very important topic, that is how to cover the RBI website for your RBI Grade-B preparation. Being an aspirant myself, I have wasted a lot of time while covering the RBI website because I was reading everything aimlessly and did not have much knowledge that what to cover and what to skip. But when I realized the pattern of the examination, the kind of questions that were asked in the previous examinations, I got to understand that there are some things that you need to keep in your mind while preparing for the examination and covering the RBI website. Not everything is important in this website. I'm telling you guys, I will be talking about some of the controversial topics here as well, because that is what you need to set your mind on while covering the website. So let me take you to the website. You only have to go to the link that is www.rbi.org.in in your browser, and you will be taken to the home page of RBI website. Let me show you. So this kind of page, let me open the home page. I'm sorry. So this kind of page will open while you will be visiting the website, and it will take you to various points which you actually need to cover from this particular website. So let me talk about the current rates first. This section. This section is highly dynamic, and considering the monetary policy committees, whenever the monetary policy meetings are held, the policy rates, they do change and they are reflected here. From a couple of months, the policy rates are not actually changing. Accommodative stance is being actually adopted. So whatever kind of change there is, it is displayed right here. So all the rates, repo rate, reverse repo rate, MSF, bank rates, everything is given here, or the reserve ratios are given here. So you have to cover the current rates a day prior to your actual examination. So considering if your preliminary examination is on 28th of May, you have to check the website out and memorize the current rates on 27th of May. Okay, a day prior to your preliminary examination as well as a day prior to your mains examination, because there might be a possibility that these rates could be asked in your examination, in your mains examination as well. So that is why you have to consider this. It is very important. It is very dynamic and very easy to understand. Secondly, move on to the function wise side. This section has been recently added into the RBI website, and multiple domains have been added in order to understand every aspect that RBI does. So if a person, you guys read newspaper, right? And you guys are getting in touch with the terminologies which you are not actually aware of sometimes. So RBI has made sure that even if you encounter some of these terminologies, you will be able to understand them very quickly and very easily in an easy language. So a function wise site is introduced here. For example, you need to know about the monetary policy. You know everything, but you are not able to understand it in a correct manner, in a simple language. Just open it and just go to the overview section. While you go to the overview section, a page will open in which this kind of thing will appear, where everything will be given in a very simple language. Goals of monetary policy framework, the process, the monetary policy committee and its members, its constitutive members, everything will be given in a very simple language for you to understand. The instruments of monetary policy, various rates, what is the definition, what do they represent, everything will be covered in a very detailed manner and a very easy manner as well. Let's go to another section if we want to, talk about, let's say, foreign exchange management. Obviously very important. You can go to the overview section and you can get to know about everything here. The foreign investment, the liberalized remittance scheme, everything is given in a very simple manner. You can definitely cover it out and get your concepts more cleared. I will talk about the FAQ section at the, at a later stage of this video, and these are very much important for you as well. Let's go to the home page again. Now I'm going to talk about a most important section which is very important from the current affairs point of view, and most of the questions are asked from this section itself, that is the RBI notifications. Very, 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 very important. I cannot stress it enough. Very important for you to cover. But the more important thing which I'm going to talk here is what to skip. Okay, not every notification is important. Trust me, I'm telling you this from my own experience. I have wasted a lot of time in notifications, and you don't have to read each and everything here. Let's open it. Let me show you So let's talk about the year 2022 and all months, let's say. So these kind of notifications are there, so many notifications, and most of them are mostly irrelevant. For example, let's say implementation of Section 51A of UAPA 1967, updates to United Nations Security Council regarding these Al-Qaeda sanctions and all of that. Even if you open it, some very detailed or very factual data is described here, or something irrelevant is given here, not given in your syllabus at all, not needed, so you have to skip it. What you should do, which I'm going to talk about here, is what to actually read in the RBI notifications. You have to put your more emphasis on the RBI notification, which is kind of a policy framework or a policy amendment or change. Okay, whether it's a policy framework newly introduced, or it is a policy framework amendment or change, that policy framework or that policy amendment should be influencing a large group of people or banks or NBFCs or whatever kind of domain that RBI has. So all of these frameworks, all of these policy changes or newly introduced schemes or everything that RBI does is very important from the examination point of view, considering it is impacting a larger chunk of people or any kind of banks or any kind of non-banking financial entities. Anything which is being influenced because of these policies is very much important. Also, you need to remember that if there are some structural changes in RBI, that is only needed for the RBI functioning itself. For example, there is an official work done that this kind of amount is allocated to open this kind of thing, a particular branch or a particular section in the RBI office itself. That is also not for your use, because at the end of the day, the questions that are asked mostly from the RBI notifications are regarding the policy frameworks and policy amendments. So you don't need to study about the notifications which is talking about let's say some of the irrelevant data. For example, there is a data regarding foreign exchange, that this kind of foreign exchange is happening during this particular month. India and American foreign exchange, India and Japanese yen foreign exchange, everything that is given in RBI notification, you have to skip it. The most important thing is you also have to skip the news which is related to the RBI official work in its office itself. There is no need for you to understand that particular thing. So let's move on to the website again. Let's consider this news. This is a very good news. Retail direct scheme. Very, very important from the examination point of view, because it's a scheme that has already been launched and there are some amendments which are done in the scheme. Even if you open this particular scheme, you will be able to understand what this notification is talking about. So since it is a scheme and it might influence a larger chunk of people, the market making, everything is given there. So you have to read it. You have to open it. Just open it, and the scheme and the changes or whatever kind of things, the objectives, definitions, everything is given here. So you can definitely read it and understand it. And I know that these kind of notifications that RBI releases is very difficult to understand. Even if you think that this is important, you have understood that the topic is important. But whenever you are reading this topic, it is very difficult for you to understand that what kind of language is actually adopted here. So what you can do is, instead of reading this whole document, some of the documents might be of 2 to 3 or 4, 5, 6 pages long, that particular single notification. So in order to avoid that kind of situation, what I have learned from other videos as well, you can definitely just take the topic and try to search it on your newspaper which you read actually. For example, this is a retail direct scheme. I only have to search retail direct scheme, and I've already done it, and Live Mint, the newspaper which I actually read. So you just have to press enter, and you will find you will find a link where RBI's retail direct scheme, this particular thing is basically given, and all the things which are relevant in this particular notification which you need to understand will be given here in this topic. And you don't need to go through these things. You only have to go to the newspaper link which I have shown you right here. So any kind of notification which you think is very much difficult for you to understand, is very much difficult for you to comprehend, you can definitely check that particular topic out by just searching on Google and typing the newspaper which you are actually reading, which you actually read. So you will get the information which is relevant from the examination point of view itself on the topic. Moving on, so that is what actually I am trying to say here. For example, let's consider this thing. Master Circular Asset Reconstruction Companies. Let's just open it. It's just a circular. It will be showing some of the guidelines or some various things, which is the whole procedure and all of these things, which is not very much relevant from the examination point of view. You can definitely skip it. So what I'm trying to say here is you have to focus more and more on the things which are kind of policy changes or new scheme implemented or previous scheme amended or changed. Everything will be very much beneficial for you to actually cover here. So that is why the notification is important, and that is it for notifications. Moving on to the press releases, these are also very important because it will give you a summary of what is actually being done. But you don't have to read each and every press release. I recommend you guys to read press releases only for the RBI bulletins, because most of you guys have been recommended through other videos. I've also seen that you have to read whole RBI bulletin, the monthly bulletin that RBI releases, the monthly publication that RBI releases. You don't need to read RBI Bulletin, the whole document. You only have to get the summary out of the RBI bulletins through press releases. Okay, just search on Google. Okay, for example, you search RBI Bulletin January 2022, and instead of the newspaper, you just write summary. Okay, and after that a page will open regarding the press releases. You just open it and you will get to know the summary of that particular document which is actually published in that particular month, RBI bulletin, whether January or whatever kind of month it is. So that is very much important for you to analyze, to cover, and that is all for the press releases. Next is your then comes your publications. Very important. You have to cover the annual and half yearly publications. That's it. Don't go to the quarterly or bi-monthly or monthly. There is no need to go through that. You have to thoroughly read the annual ones. That is the annual report and the report on trend and progress of banking in India. Because at the end of the day, you need to realize that these kind of topics are given in your syllabus itself. And it will be very essential for you guys to read these reports from end to end, from chapter to chapter, because that is how you will be able to understand the gist of these reports. First of all, you need to know the mentality while reading these kind of reports, because whenever you are trying to read these kind of reports, you need to think about it as the policy maker rather than being a reader. Because whenever you will encounter the questions that will be asked in the examination, be it descriptive or objective, you will have to keep your mindset like a policy maker rather than being a reader. That is why I am emphasizing you to read these reports from chapter to chapter. And even if you think that you will not be able to understand or grasp everything given in the report, first of all, you need to find out the summary of these reports on YouTube or on Google, wherever you find it. Just read through that summary, and after that try to analyze these reports after reading the summary, after getting the gist of that particular report. Okay, so in annual publications, you have to read the annual report and the report on trend and progress of banking in India. And the half yearly, if we talk about half yearly report, you have to read the financial stability report. Very important for you to understand the financial stability, the economic mindset of RBI, what it is actually thinking to make the financial stability, to maintain the financial stability in the nation. That is very much important for you to understand. So these are the publications that you need to put more focus on, and don't go to the monthly magazines, that is the RBI bulletins, because it will be a sheer wastage of time, in my personal opinion. If you are reading it, no problem in that, but in my personal opinion, I don't think these are very much important for you to read line to line every bulletin. You can get the gist out of it using the press releases, which I've already told you. Next thing is let me see, the statistics, not very important. Regulatory reporting, that is also for banks or non-banks. This is not for aspirants. Research, not very essential for you guys to read. You can read some of the memorial lectures while you are preparing for the interview phase, just to get the gist, just to get an idea. And it is not very much important for phase 2 or phase 1. And speeches and interview, it is most important from the interview point of view, because I have seen some of the transcripts of previously selected or non-selected candidates, and they have told us that most of the questions, or maximum time the question that were asked in the interview phase were regarding the speeches, various speeches. So you can go to this and you can read various speeches in this particular year or in previous year if you are comfortable with reading this, and it will be very much important for you to get the mindset of whatever personality is giving speech, whether it's RBI governor or deputy governor or whatever kind of person who is associated with RBI is giving the speech. So I'm sorry. That is it for these kind of tabs. And let me go to the home page and see whether I missed something or not. Yes, this is very much important for you to understand. Just go through it. Don't worry about going into in-depth analysis of these things. Just go into it. For example, money. This is an app for disabled people to get the gist of the notes that they are dealing with. There is not much information given here, and a press release is giving the information. You can definitely check it out to get the gist of this particular application. Moving on, you can go to the RBI Kehta Hai. It's an initiative, financial literacy initiative, which is actually making people aware of how the safe banking is done, what should not be done by the customers. Everything is given according to these awareness initiatives, which is taken by RBI. So it is also very important to get the gist of this particular initiative. Moving on, this is very important from the examination point of view, fintech. I know you guys might also be reading about fintech from various sources, but this is the best source that you can get. You can talk about, you can actually get to know about what is fintech, about various press releases, Harbinger 2021, which is the global hackathon, all the regulatory sandboxes, what are regulatory sandboxes, all of the details which are essential for you to understand regarding fintech is thoroughly and very easy and in very easy language. It is given in this website, so you can definitely check it out. Very important from examination point of view, much important from the descriptive point of view. So that is why you are required to know about everything that is going on in the fintech industry. And everything is given here. The RBI Museum, just get the gist of it. I don't think much questions will be asked from it. Just get an idea where is it and what kind of things are here. All of these basic things. So this is all for the RBI website that you need to know about, and you have to focus more on the topics which I have told you and avoid the things which will generally waste your time and it will be of no use. Oh, I forgot the most important section here. I'm sorry. FAQs. Just scroll down and you will see more links. Under this, you have to find out the FAQs. This is the whole library in which you can find out the topics explained in the decent language possible, the most easy language possible. So every topic is explained very, very thoroughly with the help of questions. For example, you might as well have heard of the term targeted long-term repo operations. Recently, it was used last year. Most of the time it was used. So everything is given here. What is this? What are the basic criteria that are needed to be satisfied according to this? How many phases of this happened? TLTRO, TLTRO 2.0, all of these things are given here. And in very easy language, you can understand it. These are the main categories in which you can actually read about some of the topics which you might feel that you have least knowledge on. For example, let's talk about foreign exchange. You can actually see foreign exchange transactions. Everything is given here. Every topic is given here. You can understand everything in very easy language. Talking about payment system or government securities market, retail direct scheme, I've already told you about it recently. So that is all you can definitely find out about in this particular section. If inflation index bonds, very, very important from examination point of view. So you can definitely check it out. What is it, how it is impacted due to the inflation or whatever kind of things it entails. You can definitely check it out. So FAQ section is basically a life savior for every aspect that you are not comfortable with in very easy language. You can check out everything here. Everything is mentioned in very beautiful, very easy to understand language. So that is all for the frequently asked question, and that is all for the Reserve Bank of India website. I know most of you guys might feel a little bit intimidated by seeing a lot of information given in the website, but trust me, if you are in line with what you are reading for RBI, what you are actually making your concentration on while reading the website, it will be a piece of cake, trust me. And all the reports which I have mentioned you might feel uncomfortable reading the whole document. I totally understand that. I always feel like that as well. But to get the gist of how the maker, how that the framework of that particular report is set, you have to go into the mind of that particular maker, and that is how you will be able to understand that what is basically required to frame a particular policy, to understand the annual system of RBI, that how it actually worked, how it actually contributed in stabilizing the economy. Everything is to be understood with the mindset of a framework policy maker rather than being a reader. That is why I am emphasizing you to read the whole reports itself. That is why I emphasize you to read the economic survey, the whole report itself, the budget in its whole, the speech that is given by finance minister. So this particular thing will be very helpful for you guys to answer good descriptive questions in the examination. And that is all for the RBI website. If you still think that you have any doubt regarding how to cover the RBI website and what are the aspects which I actually forgot to mention here, you let me know down below, and I'll be happy to answer all your queries. And thank you so much for your support, your constant support. It really means a lot to me whenever there is a hard time regarding any result or whatever kind of situation is. Your support is the only thing that is actually keeping me going, and my goal, my final aim that I've set for myself, that is actually making me go forward. So thank you so much for being there, and thank you so much for watching this video. Share this video with many aspirants who are preparing for RBI, and have a great day.